Jai Baba, Chapter 119. There was a gentleman by the name of Hari Khanhoba. He considered himself to be a man of the world and only believed in direct experiences. He was very interested in those who performed miracles. Whenever anybody spoke about the miracles performed by Sai Baba, he listened attentively but never believed a word. One day, Kanhoba decided to go and meet Sai personally to test his powers and his divinity for himself. Along with his friend, Kanhoba set out on their journey. They took a bath in the Godavari river and then availed of a tonga at Kopargaon. They arrived in Shirdi. After washing his hands, feet and face, Kanhoba immediately set out to meet Baba. The man had attired himself in fine clothes. He had an embroidered turban on his head and also wore a pair of new sandals. There were already a number of devotees gathered there to have a glimpse of Sai or take his darshan. Initially, Hari Bhav and his friends saw Baba from far, but Hari was very keen on going near Baba and taking his darshan. Now, Kanhoba was in a dilemma. Taking a personal darshan of Baba would mean that he would have to leave his new footwear outside the courtyard. He searched for a safe place and decided that a particular corner was the right spot to keep his fancy new footwear. He took Baba's darshan by prostrating at Sai's feet. Baba handed him the sacred udhi and Hari Kanhoba got out of the courtyard and moved towards the corner where he had kept his new footwear. To his dismay, he realized that they were not to be found. He was very agitated. There were far too many people outside the mosque for him to ask anybody or even to search for his footwear. He had no option but to return bare feet to the Wada. He was very perturbed and agitated. They were a beautiful and expensive pair of sandals and he could focus on nothing else. He took a bath, sat for puja, then consumed his lunch, but his mind was still bothered about losing the footwear. He was upset with Baba too. The courtyard adjacent to Masjid-I was under the control of Baba. Couldn't Sai have protected his pair of sandals? Suddenly a boy entered the Wada carrying a stick, and at the other end of the stick were his fancy footwear. Hari Kanhoba saw the boy and his pair of sandals. He quickly approached the boy. "Where did you find my sandals? Give them to me." "I am sorry. Baba has instructed me to go around saying loudly, 'Hari ka beta, jari ka feta,' which means Hari who wears a jari or a gold embroidered turban. Baba then told me that whoever approaches me and tells me that these sandals belong to him should first prove that he is Hari, the son of his father, who wears a gold embroidered turban. I can give these sandals only to him. Anybody who can prove that he is Hari with the fancy turban, I have to give these sandals only to that person." "Son, these sandals are mine. I am Hari, the son of Kanhoba, and see, I am wearing a gold embroidered turban. Baba is right in describing me. Please hand me my sandals." The boy examined Hari, then shrugged and handed him the sandals. Hari, very confused, went to the quarters where he was staying. Baba had seen him wearing the gold turban, but how had Baba known that his name was Hari, the son of Kanhoba? He concluded that Baba truly knew everything. He was a great saint and he had doubted this saint and had cast aspirations about his powers. For the rest of his life, Hari became a staunch Baba follower. It is said that you should never ask proof from your parents about your birth, and you should never try to test an evolved soul with regards to his or her divinity. Now there was this man called Somdev, who considered himself to be on the path of spirituality and called himself a Swami. He decided to visit Sai in Shirdi. As soon as he arrived in Shirdi and moved towards the mosque, he saw the flags flying. He began to judge Baba. He wondered why a saint would exhibit such a blatant show of spirituality. Why would Sai allow flags to be posted? Flags are meant to be placed on temple tops, not on mosques, and certainly not where an individual resided. He decided that he did not want to meet Baba. He spoke of his intention to those who had accompanied him. These flags speak only of false pride and the need for fame and self-gratification. It is nothing but a sign of hypocrisy. I have nothing to seek from this so-called saint. I shall return home. I had thought Sai Baba was a true saint and a man of God, but he is filled with false pride and I want nothing to do with him. Those with him persuaded the Swami to at least have Baba's darshan since he had come from so far away. Baba is surrounded by devotees who show their love for him with chariot, palanquin and many such paraphernalia. These flags have been put on the mosque at their insistence. Baba does not refuse the earnest desires of his devotees. Come and just have a glimpse of him. The Swami reluctantly entered the courtyard, but as soon as he saw Sai, his heart was overpowered with love. He approached Baba. The moment Sai saw him, Sai shouted with anger, "Get out from here! You dare not even come close to the mosque ever again. How dare you want darshan of a hypocrite and a show-off? Only one with false pride allows flags to be put on the dwelling. Leave from here. You should not spend a second more in such a false place of God." The Swami was heartbroken. He knew that he deserved Baba's wrath, and the fact that Sai was aware of all that which had transpired within him was proof of Baba's omnipresence. The Swami went and sat in the courtyard. Within a short while, the Swami felt as though he had been completely cleansed from within. All his prejudices left him. He spent the rest of his days in Shirdi near Baba Sai. Peace be to all. Baba always keep us close to you and tenderly work on all our weaknesses and flaws. Jai Sai.